Hey guys, how's it going? Alex here. Today I'm going to teach you how to enhance your voice in Premiere Pro. So if you want to learn more about audio and video, hit my subscribe button. First, I prepared this session as an example for today's tutorial. I'll show you two different ways, the essential sound that is built into Premiere Pro and a manual way, which you can translate to any other editing programs. I will go quickly on the essential sound since I want to focus more on the manual way. To begin with, we have to go on the audio tab and then select the clip that we want to edit. Then you want to click on dialogue on the right side here, which will give you different options for your dialogue types. The first one is the loudness. That's kind of the most useful one. You can even use this if you continue after that in the manual way. So select your clip and press on to auto match. It will even out all the gains between your different clips. If you record everything on one gain setup, there's no need for that, but if you have really different gain between your different shots, you can use that and it will help you. And the most expensive one that I listed are not the most expensive that exist, but they'll give you really good audio. The next option that you have is repair. Be careful with that. It will destroy your good sound in the same time of removing the noise. So if you don't need that, don't touch this. If you need it, you can maybe apply some, but be careful with that. Then we have clarity. The dynamic threshold will let you compress less or more, but they'll give you really good audio for your videos. Those microphones are mostly find a good way between the two, don't overcompress. The next one is EQ. I personally don't like the settings that you can have out of this one because you cannot really tweak it and the presets are not that good. As you can see, it doesn't quite work well right now. And the most expensive one that I listed are not the most expensive that exist, but they'll give you really. And the most expensive one that I listed are not the most expensive that exist, but they'll give you really good. And the last one is reverb. It's more a creative effect. We don't really need that on my voice right now, but sometimes you might want to do this for more creative goal. The most expensive one that I listed are not the most expensive that exist, but they'll. And that's almost all for the essential sound. You can still use everything that is in there in combination with the manual way. Usually I don't really use any of that and I do everything in the manual way. To get started, you have to select the track mixer in here and then click here to reveal the effects panel. On all those little places, you can add some plugins. It can be third-party plugins like Waves. Those are the ones that I usually use. But for this tutorial, I will use everything that is in the box and not third-party. So you'll be able to do the same thing with all these plugins. So you just click on the first emplacement on your good track, on the track that you use for your voice. And you select the parametric EQ. First, activate the high-pass filter and put it at around 100 Hz. It will cut basically everything that is lower than this, and there is often a lot of noise and rumble that are in there, so you'll just cut everything that you don't need over there. The best mindset when you're EQing is to think more by removing than by boosting. One place that almost all the time we have to cut is the 300 Hz, so I'll just show you here. And the most expensive one that I listed are not the most expensive that exist, but they'll give you really good audio. And then on this voice track, I think that there is a little too much harshness, so I will remove this at around 3K. And the most expensive one that I listed are not the most expensive that exist, but they'll give you really good audio for your videos. And now I think my voice is a little more smoother, sounds a little better. We can listen to it with and without it. And the most expensive one that I listed are not the most expensive that exist, but they'll give you really good audio for your videos. The second step is to add some dynamic. So we will choose this little tube compressor it will help us a little more to control the dynamic. It will compress when the volume is a little too loud, so everything will be more at the same level and even. But pay attention with that, you don't want to over compress everything. So just set those parameters like I'm doing right now. And then you want to play with the threshold to compress just about 3 dB sometime. You don't want to compress all the time though. The most expensive that exists, but they'll give you really good audio for videos. Those microphones are mostly... As a little extra, I think that in this voice there's a little lack of high end to make it more crunchy. So I found out that in the Masterize plugin, there's a little exciter that we can tweak. So let's open this. We will uncheck everything and remove every other parameters. So just do as I'm doing right now. And then we will play with the exciter. So begin here and crank it up all the way to the end just to see how it goes. And then find the sweet spot. The most expensive one that I listed are not the most expensive that exist, but they'll give you really good audio for videos. Those microphones are mostly shotgun microphone pattern. As always, don't overdo it because it will sound weird, and then you can listen to before and after. The last step is to add a limiter to your master. For this tutorial, I use some sub-mixes, but just put it on your real master. Not like I'm doing right now, but put it on your master. The settings should already be good. Just put the gain at 0, and then you want to fit the headroom that you still have on your meters. So for now, it will be this value around. If the volume just go a little further than that, the peak will be cut without distorting. But if you put the gain too loud, it will overcompress everything. And the goal here is not to have the loudest possible sound, since YouTube, when you upload your videos, have an algorithm that calculates the sound and make it fit the other overall volume of the other videos. My little cat is doing some noises. And that's why I always have all this on me. Now let's review a little bit the pros and cons of each way. With the essential sound, the pros are it's a little easier and quicker, but the cons is that you cannot use this workflow on any other editing programs, and you cannot really tweak as much and have full possibilities. On the other side, with the manual way, the pros are you have full control of every setting, and the cons are it's a little longer and a little harder, but if you follow what I did today, you'll still end up with pretty good sound. To conclude this tutorial, we will compare the without any process, and then with the essential sound process, and we will finish with the manual process. You just have to judge by yourself which one you prefer. And the most expensive one that I listed are not the most expensive that exist. And the most expensive one that I listed are not the most expensive that exist. And the most expensive one that I listed are not the most expensive that exist. So thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel, like this video if you like it, and as always, see you next week. Bye!